What's going on, everybody? Matt from Oz Lego Collections. Welcome back to another video. So today we are revisiting my Lego Batcave MOC that I started around about 4 years ago. Now, as you can see, the cave is not complete. I haven't made any real progress on it since I sort of started building it. And I'm at that point now where I feel like I need to make a decision on whether I'm going to complete it or pull it all down and start again and rebuild it. There's a few reasons on why I want to rebuild it. Some of those reasons are things such as I've learned quite a bit of new techniques over the last 4 years from when I started building the cave. Also, there's a few things that I'm not happy with the cave in terms of layout, and also just a few methods of building that I used back then that I would rather fix, I guess, if you want to say. So I'm going to go through the cave, show you guys how it looks, and also point out some of the things that I want to shift around and change, possibly even make it a little bit smaller, not too much, but just a little bit smaller, just to make it easier to display as well as also move around. I did want to take this to a few shows. I really do love the cave and I'm a big Batman fan, so taking it to some shows would definitely be really fun. So yeah, let's go through the cave, show you some of the things I'm thinking of changing and my reasons why, and then get your opinion and take on the cave. So let's move into it. Okay, so first thing I would like to change is these jail cells. Now, I've never really seen jail cells in Batman's cave, and I just think that they're not really suited for being in the cave. So I'm thinking of removing them and maybe creating a bit of a story, or possibly showing the villains breaking in to different parts of the cave, which I think would look really cool. You know, like I can have Mr. Freeze trying to break into, say, this area of the cave and, you know, make it all white like snow, that he's like freezing that corner of the cave and trying to break in. Or, you know, Two-Face or Poison Ivy, same kind of thing. You know, vine leaves coming or attacking the cave in certain areas, which will make it look really cool and give it a little bit extra color as well, rather than just having all this gray, dark bluish gray bricks everywhere. So my first thing is potentially removing these holding cells. So that's the first part that I've been really wanting to change. The second thing is over here. Now, I don't mind the Batmobile and where it's situated. However, I'm thinking of possibly getting rid of that area and bringing this turntable area down and having the Batmobile on that, and then making an entrance at the back there so it can come in, which will eliminate this and give me some more room to either add, add some rock work going up and then elevating the back computer, which will still remain up high, but I can also then raise the suits up and have his bat suit in a room, housed around some nice rock work, and have it sort of in the same area as the back computer. Because my thing is, I feel like everything that I've done in the cave is sort of all in different areas and it doesn't really make sense to me. Like, for an example, the bat suits are under here. Then you've got all these back here, which is all the way in this part of the cave. Then I've got like a little sick bay and a gym area that's in that, corner. So I feel like there's just things so scattered, and it doesn't really make sense to me. So I'm thinking of just switching all this around and having everything on the bottom level, and then having all the suits and the back gear all in one area, or like a room as such, like I was saying, which I think would make a lot more sense and it'll look a lot neater. Then what that would allow me to do is, once I have this bottom section eliminated, because the Batmobile would now be on this turntable here, that'll allow me to add over on this far side of the cave, add a upright stand for the bat wing. So primarily we would take the bat wing and we would have it positioned as such. So on a stand, basically ready to go out from the top part of the cave. Well, that would be the idea anyway, rather than being on a turntable and coming in and out from this back part here, which also is just shy of big enough for the bat wing to go through. The back car, no problem, but the bat wing, if you line it up, it really just narrowly makes it through. Like it kind of scrapes through a little bit there. You can see it's sort of touching. So I fell a little bit short on the opening size of that part there. So again, that could be redone or eliminated and make another entrance for the back car. Then my next issue is the bat boat. So at the moment, it's really got nowhere to go. I've got this little area here which looks like it's a water opening, but really, or realistically, there's no way a boat can get out. So the other option I thought of was either transferring the boat over to this part of the cave and underneath the waterfall have a nice opening that the boat can go in and out of, which would make more sense to me. Or even primarily, if I shift the turntable to this part here, or even just keep it here and come down in the middle section here, that area can be a spot where I can leave an opening and add water, and the bat boat can actually be situated there underneath the back computer. And that way it makes more sense that the boat can go in and out of the cave. Because like I said, right now it really has nowhere to go and it kind of looks a bit odd. So that's another change that I would like to make. Another change would be these bat bikes. Now, I've got this big area over there. Looks cool, but it just really, it's not necessary to have such a big space just for a couple of bat bikes. I can probably utilize that space a little bit more and possibly put the bat wing like I was saying, or even narrow this bottom section and have sort of like a top area for the bat wing, and then below it I could possibly still have the bat bikes. So that may still work, but I could probably scale it down a little bit so that way it frees me up with a little bit more space around this area here. So there's another option in terms of utilizing the space in the cave a little bit more. Now, at the moment, the cave is sitting on 4 base plates wide. So it goes 4 base plates this way and 2 base plates deep. So all in all, it's 8 base plates, 32 by 32 in total. So I'm thinking of cutting it back by 2 base plates, which means it would finish roughly about where my finger is. So from there back, this whole little section here would go, which means that the K would finish about here. Now, yeah, I am shortening it by 2 base plates, but with the new layout, eliminating a few things, raising everything and having everything above ground, and basically having just the water and rock work on the bottom section, it will still free me up to do quite a bit of, or add quite a bit of things that I want to add. The trophy room as well, that is just in an odd spot. I feel like I've just plonked it right in the middle of the cave and it just makes no sense. Again, that could be done above ground on a higher level and make it into like an actual room. And I think that would look a lot nicer. Again, I may run into problems scaling it down in terms of how much space I actually will have. And it obviously will make it a little bit harder to probably fit everything that I want to, but I won't know until I actually start building it. Or the other alternative is leave the actual scale, leave the whole 8 base plates and really utilize all the space and have everything still spaced out neatly, but making it a little more, make sense, make it make. allow it to make sense. Because like I said, I just feel like everything's so scattered everywhere and it just doesn't really sit well with me. Like the sick bay area, okay, that's in a corner next to the gym. You know, I can bring all of this up and have everything, you know, grouped in certain areas, which again, I think would look pretty good. Now, as far as the water goes, I do like this effect, just having the loose 1x1 trans studs. I think that they just look really nice, and when the light or the LEDs glow off them, I think they just look really shiny and give off a really cool water effect. The other alternative again would be to actually flat tile it with trans blue 1x2 tiles. Obviously, it'll look a lot smoother. You know, you won't have all these loose pieces around, but I still haven't decided if that is the way I would go if I was to re-add all the water in. I really do like this effect. Again, you know, some people may prefer having it all tiled because it just looks neater, but you know, how I've done the waterfall and sort of crashing in, and then you've got all the water just sparkling really nicely all the way through. I think that just works, and I think it may still look good. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more rearranged. You know, if we add water coming this way, you know, the location of the water will change a little bit. But I do like the effect that I've got going with this water area. So still 50-50 on what I'm going to do about that. But that's pretty much some of the ideas that I've got going in my head in terms of redesigning the Batcave if I was to go down that road. Now, obviously the other alternative is just complete it, finish all the rock work. You can see all over here and down there, finish all the rock work, bring it all the way up, and then either close it up or leave it semi-open so you can still see the cave, and just leave the design exactly how it is. Well guys, that about does it for today's video. Thanks for sticking around and listening to my thoughts on the Batcave. Also, on your way out, please remember to hit the subscribe button down below, turn on all your notifications, and give this video a big thumbs up if you did like it. And also remember to drop all your comments down below and let me know if we are going to rebuild the cave or complete it as it is. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great weekend, stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next video. See ya.